They are not here to oppose. They are here to propose. Ibig sabihin po, hindi sila nandito upang debate ng mga paniniwang mga sila ay nandito upang maghanap ng bagong paraan para tulungan ang ating kaya ito ang ating kalayo mag-isip. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa ng pagkakaisa. Aliansa para sa pagtulad. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Aliansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas. Bagong Pilipinas. Bagong Pilipinas. Bagong Pilipinas. Sabay ko sa Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa ng pagkakaisa. Aliansa para sa pagtulad. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Aliansa sa Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa pinagbibay ng pangarap at ating kalakip. Sigurong ngunit nanatiling buo hanggang sa dulo. Aliansa tutulong sa hamon ng isip sumunod ang pinipigyan laban natin sabay ako sa Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa ng pagkakaisa. Aliansa para sa pagtulad. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Aliansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa ng pagkakaisa. Aliansa para sa pagtulad. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Sabay ako sa Bagong Pilipinas. Aliansa ng pagkakaisa. Aliansa para sa pagtulad. Aliansa ng Bagong Pilipino. Aliansa sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shirley Infante Abella, your host this afternoon, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to the press conference of the Aliansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas senatorial slate. Building on the strong foundation that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. laid during the last national elections, which won him the province vote. The Aliansa is looking to replicate and expand upon the success achieved in 2022 with its agenda of progress, continuity, and reform, resonating deeply with the people of Negros Oriental. In today's big rally, the Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas senatorial candidates are expected to outline the coalition's platform in agriculture and tourism, sectors that saw significant growth in Negros Oriental in recent years. To share more about Alianza's plans as they begin the aggressive campaign across the country, I would like to call on the Alianza's campaign manager, Congressman Toby Tiangco.
So, isang magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat, sa ating mga kasama sa media dito sa Dumaguete, siyempre sa local media, at siyempre doon sa national media. Maraming salamat sa pagsama sa akin para malaman po ng ating mga kababayan ang programa po ng ating magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Thank you, Congressman Tiangco. And the stage is set, and everyone is ready for yet another milestone event for the Alianza. So without further ado, it is with pride that I now introduce the Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas senatorial candidates. Dating DILG Secretary, MMDA Chairman, Congressman, multi-awarded mayor ng Mandaluyong. Tao uunahin ka. Number 1 sa balota, Kilos Abalos, Attorney Ben-Hur Abalos. Para sa kanya, hindi pwede ang pwede na. Dapat better, Abby better. Abby Binay! Ang tunay na lumalaban sa katiwalian, naninindigan ang tama ang ipaglaban, ang mali labanan. Numero 23 sa balota, Senator Ping Lacson. Ang kampiyon ng masa na magbabalik sa Senado. The People's Chant, ang pambansang kamao, Ninong Manny Pacman Pacquiao. Never late, never absent. Ang senador ng pamilya Pilipino, Senator Pito Soto. Mga kababayan, ang magiging tagapagtanggol ninyo sa Senado, ang kakampi ng inaapi, Erwin Tulfo. Hinahangaan leader at congresswoman na pinarangalan ng Government Bureau of the Year at nakilala sa dami ng kanyang nagawa. Presidente ng kompanya nagbigay ng trabaho sa libo-libong mga Pilipino. Ang inyong bagong boses, bagong bukas, Camille Villar. So those are our senatorial candidates we have this afternoon on our press conference. So thank you to all our distinguished candidates. Now we will open the floor to the questions from the press. Let's start with our local media. Let's call on our president of the Dumaguete Press Club, also with by radio and Negros Chronicle, Mr. Juanjo Choi Gallardo, for the first question.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon sa tanan. President Bongbong Marcos won in 2022 presidential race in Negros Oriental. Are you confident or na yung victory ng presidente na-extend ng yung candidacy? At how are you going to do that? And how are you going to convince the electorate of Negros Oriental to vote for you? Thank you.
Confident that the people of Negros Oriental will see the experience and the help that we have given the country, the effort as public servants that we have served. I, for one, I will remind you that I made the city hall of Bayawan in Negros Oriental. Marami rito, may mga natin for Negros Oriental. So with the President's backing, I think the answer is yes. Thank you, sir.
How are you going to do that?
By informing the people, reminding the people of what we have done for them and what we can be able to do again. More of what we have done already.
Senator Abalasa?
Well, yes. The President has run overwhelmingly in Negros, and I do believe that his performance will speak for itself, and it will be down to the Alliance. I'll give you one example. We know what happened before here na medyo sa visit order, gumulo, hindi ba? Bumaba ang turismo. And I was still the secretary of the DILG. We came here with the police. Iba noon. Malulungkot ang tao, dahil sa nangyari, wala halos pumapasok dito. But look at Negros now. Look at Dumaguete right now. I was talking with the regional with the provincial police. And he was happy to receive me. Sabi niya sa akin, boss, ikaw yung nag-appoint sa akin dito. This was 1.5 years ago. You compare the peace and order then and compare it now. Ang layo. Buhay na buhay na ekonomiya. Masigla. Ang mga tao masaya. And that is way important than anything else. And I think it will speak for itself. That will speak for the record of our president, and that will speak for the platforms of Alliance.
Who among the other senatorial? Yes, Senator Tulfo.
We're very confident na mananalo kami dito sa Negros because of the fact na nanalo ng Pangulo dito, hindi mo siguro mapapaya Pangulo because may mga pangako siya na deliver din naman. So it's very confident also na mapipili niya ang Alliance. At the same time, hindi mo sa labing dalawang kandidato, pinili naman talaga ang Pangulo ko looking at my seatmates right here sa front. Lahat ng mga yan, experience, qualified, yung senador, yung iba ay LGU. Tignan na lang ninyo yung mga pinagaling ng LGU, masaya mga asenso. Ako naman po at saka sa kanila, yung Congress o yung Congress, yung mga ginawa ng batas na nagawa. Kaya nga po, we're very confident na hindi po mapapahiya ang Pangulo dito, and at the same time, hindi po pag-iinaya ang mga Negros kung bibig-bibig po ang pumunto ng Alliance. Maraming salamat.
Senator Lacson.
An endorsement from a popular endorser will definitely boost or help the chances of those being endorsed. You yourself stated a while ago in your preliminary statement that the President overwhelmingly won in Negros Oriental. So the other half would be, it's up to us to inform the people kung ano yung aming mga plataforma, kung ano yung aming accomplishments and all. So the way to do it is the same way that we are campaigning in the other parts of the country. Thank you.
Senator Baclaran.
Mayong hapon sa atong tanan, ang grupo Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas ay kumpiyansa para makakuha ng maraming boto dito sa Negros Oriental, especially dito sa Dumaguete na nanalo din dito ang Pangulo. So yung programa naman ng bagong yung alyansa ay para sa kabubihan ng mga sambayan ng Pilipinas. Ang maganda, ito ay mag-focus sa pagbibigay ng trabaho at hanap buhay, negosyo para sa mga maliit na pamilya. So yun yung focus namin, sinusulong dahil yan po ang isa sa mga unahing problema ng ating bansa, yung kahirapan. Maraming salamat.
Senator Villar.
Yes, first, we are very happy to be here in Dumaguete and also Negros Oriental to introduce ourselves and also to show support for the actions and for the programs of our dear President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. And we hope that in the same way that they have welcomed him and appreciated his efforts, they will welcome us as well. And we support all, and I think the President's actions have spoken for themselves. He has supported Dumaguete and Negros Oriental and contributed a lot, especially in peace and order. And there are also other programs for livelihood and jobs that we would also like to support and propagate. And hopefully, all of our kababayans here in Negros Oriental see.
How about Senator Lima?
So I guess, lagi naman sinasabi namin that we are confident doing in that area that we are going into. I guess the fact that the President won here in 2022 is an added bonus, especially if you're part of the administration state. But if you notice the speech of the President, consistently sinasabi niya, ilan sa amin ang abogado, ilan sa amin ang congressman, ilan sa amin ang dati na mayroong experience sa government. So, we are chosen based on our track record, based on our qualities, our capabilities, or what we can give to, what kind of service we can give to the government. And siguro sa akin, kami from a local chief executive, siguro yung sasabihin na, ano naman ang alam ng isang mayor sa mayamang lugar, napupunta kayo sa Negros at na may mga third class, fifth class municipality. Alam ko po yung problema ninyo. Dahil lahat naman ng mayor, municipal mayor naman, or city mayor na para-parehas po problema natin. Kaya I can totally relate to your daily problems, and I know your concerns and your issues. Na yun kayo po magiging boses. Ako po magiging boses ninyo pagdating sa Senado.
Alright, let's go for Mr. Leo Rio of BYGDF and Will Products Cable TV.
I would like to ask this question to Congresswoman Camille Villar. Congresswoman Villar, being bagong boses na imirasyon, ano po ang maasahan ng mga kabataan kung manalo kayo sa Senado?
Actually, I'm very glad to be able to have the opportunity to share with you na ang aking mga alikain naman ay talagang para ang bawat pamilyang Pilipino ay magkaroon ng sarili ng bahay at lupa. Para ang bawat pamilyang Pilipino ay magkaroon ng sapat na trabaho o hanap buhay, at lahat po tayo ay magkaroon ng magandang legislation. Now, I know these themes and these problems have been recurring in the past. Pero, bilang isang millennial na nagsisimula na rin ang sarili kong pamilya, ngayon nakikita ko na po yung mga concerns yung generation ko, naniniwala ko that I can bring in a new perspective from the world that I grew up in. Marami ng bagong mga views, new ways of doing things that we see here in the Philippines and even abroad na nais ko pong dalhin sa legislation at sa mga programa. Kasi it's about time na the members of my generation, the millennials, don't just stay in the sidelines and face uncertainty about their future. We need to step up and do something about it. And that's why I want to be their voice in the Senate. Kasi kaya naman po natin yan. Marami ng advancements sa artificial intelligence and technology na dapat i-incorporate na natin sa ating mga batas at sa ating mga programa to solve problems that we have always wanted to solve and to overcome obstacles of our country that we have always wanted to, katulad ng kahirapan.
Okay, let's call on Geraldine Gatchalian of DYIB Voice FM Pamplona.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Pork sells at 400 a kilo in Bumbayan. To bring down the price, the provincial veterinary office of the province of Negros Oriental appealed to local hub suppliers to sell their animals in the local market. So, what's your plan to address issues like this to keep inflation in check?
Let me answer first. Siguro po, panawagan lang po namin dito po sa inyong veterinary office. Nagbibigay po sila ng mga permit para dalhin sa Cebu. Balita ko po, mas mahal kasi naibibenta sa Cebu yung mga pork. So, luminipis ang supply rate sa Negros. So, dapat po, controlin ng ating veterinary office magbibigay po ng mga permit para mailabas ng Negros papuntang Cebu ang mga baboy po natin. Kaya kumukulang ang supply nito. Pangalawa, mga problema po natin, hindi lang po sa mga karne ng baboy ngayon, pati sa mga bigas before, mga gulay. Because mayroon po tayo mga tinatawag ng mga middleman, mga traders. Yun lang po ang trabaho na bibili nila sa magsasaka. Dadalhin sa retailer, pumapatong po sila ng sobra-sobra. Yun ho, kailangan natin i-eliminate. Ito po dapat ang bantayan ng Senado at Kongreso. May oversight functions na po pareho. But at the same time, kailangan din po ng trabaho ng Department of Agriculture. Because hindi mo po pwede i-asa lagi sa mga magbabakas oversight function, investigation na upo sa oras na Senado at Kongreso sa imbestiga. Therefore, wala na po nagagawang mga batas because imbestiga nila ng imbestiga. Where we have agencies like DA, that's the responsibility. DTI, that's the job. Kailangan din yung tumulong. I know that the administration, hindi po namin pwede isisi sila sa administration Marcos. They're doing something. It's just unfortunate yung mga nasa baba, yung sa mga department po, yun ang dapat tumulong. The Congress and Senate, we legislate. Pero kung inasabi nila na oversight, investigation here, investigation there, maupumuso ang oras eh. Wala akong mangyayari sa atin, hindi po investigate. Yun lang po, dapat tumulong po ang DA, tumulong din po ang local government para masalat ako yung makontrol. Maraming salamat.
Siguro po, unang-unang tinanong ng farming process. Sumingin natin maigil, ano ang factors na nakapataas ito? Kulang pa sa baboy. Mataas pa ang fees, ang mais, ang soy. So, tingnan po natin ito, and then we could now have interventions in place. So, kung kulang ito, damihan natin. Ito ba yung dahil sa African swamp flu, sa mga kumara? How do we replenish? That's the only way we could really address this problem right now. And of course, it goes without saying, yung mga price manipulators, napaka-importante ito. Dapat ito ang pagkayan ng kanilang kasunod. And then, we could also do that, of course, sa Senado. Kami lahat dito, we have that oversight function. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, let's call on Mr. Ronnie Benitez of BYSDFN, Tanay City.